Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a positive and productive day. My name is Kel with the Planner Owl, and today we're discussing a few ways you can use the items in the bucket list box from Cloth and Paper. This is the first box of 2024, which makes this theme great for January. You can use bucket lists in a few different ways, but typically they're used as a list of goals or activities that you hope to accomplish at some point during your journey. I feel like most of us have a list of personal and professional goals to tackle this year, so I'm really curious to see what all they've included to help us meet our resolutions for 2024. Make sure to stick around until the end for my final thoughts and review, and as always, please leave me a comment below with any questions or topics you would like for me to include in my next video. Without further ado, let's hop in. So first, let's start with this dust bag that they included this month. This is a light beige vegan leather bag with New Beginnings in French stitched on the front in a dark taupe color. You have matching taupe drawstrings and then their logo on the back here at the bottom. The inside is a sort of weatherproof lining. It does make a little noise as it moves. I'm not sure if you can hear it on camera, but this is a really nice bag. It's very well put together. They're similar to the Cloth and Paper dust bags that they sent last year. These are slightly bigger, but not by a whole lot. I honestly didn't use these last year, but they are a great place to store your thinner notebooks and inserts. If you have their spiral planners or notebooks, they slide in really nicely. It won't offer too much support if it gets dropped or anything, but it does well at protecting the outside from marks or scrapes. One thing to note is that unlike last year's, the inside is a really durable nylon type material, so while it's great for spills and it makes cleaning a lot easier, it can really scratch the front of your clear covers. If you have the new matte style or hard cardstock covers, you should be fine, but just something to keep in mind. You can use these for planning supplies or extra accessories. They also work great to store your cords or other electronics that are medium to large size. Because these don't close, I wouldn't recommend putting anything too small in here so it doesn't fall out, especially because the interior is a bit slipperier than the cloth ones. I plan to use these in my travel bag to put toiletries and things. The water resistant lining is a really cool feature, so I'll likely use it to hold my contact solution and toner and anything else that tends to leak in my suitcase. If you're not sure how to use last year's, I've included several options on the screen here. It's a lot of text, so feel free to pause or take a screenshot if you want to reference it later. So opening up the information packet, we have the What's Inside card with details on what's in the box and the March pop-up calendar. I cut these down and use them in the back of my planner as a date card. You have this semi-transparent icon key card. I absolutely love this. As a functional planner, it's important to be able to navigate your sections with ease, and labels and keys are what make that process so much easier. So using my expense tracker as an example, having a key in the front helps me determine what categories my expenses should be coded to and what type of expense they are. It saves me so much time at the end of the month when I'm reconciling, and really lets me better understand how much money that I'm spending in each category at a glance without having to stare at my page or guesstimate. This one is an icon key, but you can use it for icon stickers, dot stickers, or just regular color coding. This won't absorb a lot of ink or highlighter really well, but I don't recommend writing on this anyway. Pull out your label maker or some scratch paper with tape to make your categories and labels. That way you don't have to worry about damaging the actual card, and you can reuse or change up your key if you need to. You have 10 lines, which is a pretty good amount of space for most planners. Last year, I did have a ton of different icon stickers that I used in my scheduling section. For example, this one was for team meetings, this one was for one-on-ones, this was for appointments, birthdays, this was important meetings, this was partner meetings, and so on and so forth. This year, I pared that down a lot. So I'm really using just 3 main icons for my work planning, but I'll probably end up using this either in my finance or wellness sections. I'm not 100% sure yet. I also may use it in my content section as well, but when I do figure it out, I'll let you all know. Either way, this is such a small addition to the box that is so functional for a variety of different planning styles, and is something that you will definitely see in my routine moving forward. The last thing in the information packet is this monthly reflection card. It's about the size of a credit card with a mirror on the front and a solid white back. On the front, it says bucket list in a dark gray script text, and then at the bottom, you have the number 1 for January, and then a question prompt that says, when it's all said and done, will you have said more than you have done? I do like the messaging here. I think it's a great reminder to act on your dreams and aspirations. I personally am not a fan of reflective materials as decor at all. I know that it's been a theme in recent boxes, and it's not my cup of tea. However, if you do like this style or decor, then this would be a great addition to your journaling card set, or maybe just a good card to have in your wallet when you're on the go. I don't know how durable the text is on here, so it may start to come off if you rub on it too much, but there is a protective film over it, which will add some protection until you decide where you want to use it. Because the front is essentially a mirror, you can use this as just that. Maybe sit it on your desk or something and pull it out when you need to do a quick lipstick check or something. That's what I plan to use it for. I'm on virtual calls throughout the day, so I'll throw this in my top desk drawer so it's there if I ever have a last minute call and need to make sure I look presentable. You can also keep it in your purse, but make sure that you either keep it in the little card case it came in or in another protective sleeve so it doesn't get scratched. So moving on, we have one dashboard this month. This is the Recherche dashboard, which means carefully selected in French. This is a very smooth white cardstock. You don't feel the grain or texture in the background. It's almost similar to a magazine or editorial paper. At the top, you have their headquarters in latitude and longitude, some additional meanings and context of the word, and then a little motivator and reminder to set the stage in 2024. In the middle, you have a black and white print of a studio, and then at the very bottom, it says high quality experiences only in all caps with quality circled and only underlined in red. I do like this dashboard. It's nice to see this smooth paper grain with a simple use of colors. I like the sort of memo style here. It's a very intentional design that lends itself well to professional planner setups or layouts without a lot of color. Although there's only 2 primary colors, there's still a lot going on here, so it does look a bit busier than some of their other dashboards. Because you have this small text at the top spaced apart in different intervals, along with smaller print and then additional text in a larger font, it's difficult to guide your focus, but it does seem like maybe that was the intention for this particular design. So ultimately, it'll come down to personal preference. Depending on your planning style, this may be a perfect addition to your spreads. If you like the design elements here but prefer a more minimal look, you can use your paper cutter to cut off the areas you want to keep and then use it as a journaling card or background print for functional decor. That's what I plan to do. I love the studio print here, so I'm going to trim this down, keep the 1/4 inch white border, and then use it as a background in my agenda. I also like the high quality experiences only text, so I'm going to cut this down to a 2 by 2 inch square card and layer it over that studio print. Although the focus of these boxes are really a minimal and functional style, not everything is going to fit your style or your taste exactly, so I highly recommend repurposing the items if you can. If not, you can always use the items that you don't use as little gifts or throw them in storage in case your style changes down the road. Next, we have one set of inserts this month. These are the Journey Jotter inserts. You have 15 pages front and back, so 30 pages total, followed by your demo page with an example of how to use them. You also have 2 sections per page, so you're looking at 60 actual blocked off sections that you can use. With January's theme being bucket list, it looks like these are intended as goal or activity trackers to help push you towards the items on your bucket list. On the demo page here, you can see where they use the first column to list your side headers for your goals. In this case, when, where, why, and notes. And then the remaining columns is where you list the actual items on your list and then fill in each field as you go along. I love this as a goal or bucket list overview page, and I think that the demo that they include here works really great as a reminder and goal check-in. The other great thing about this is that you can use these for short-term goals or any long-term dreams and achievements that you want to accomplish years or even decades down the road. Some examples that they have here are skydiving, writing a book, mastering the piano, participating in a triathlon. For me, writing a book is definitely one. I also want to take the planner aisle full time, meet Neil deGrasse Tyson, and one day open an animal rescue or sanctuary. Those are obviously quite further down the road, but no matter how soon or far away your dreams are, having inserts and trackers like these really helps keep those goals in the forefront of your mind so you stay disciplined and motivated on your journey to make those dreams a reality. Another great thing about these is that there's absolutely no text, so you can use these for whatever you want. If you already have a goal planning system and you track those another way, you can use these for meal planning or to track your workouts. Maybe you have a list of TV shows or books that you want to watch or read this year. I also think these would work great as a self-check-in tracker. If you're having a rough day or something, you can log how you're feeling and then include a few notes or comments and then use each section to track your progress. I'm such a fan of blank inserts. It makes them so much more versatile and gives you the freedom to play around with different ideas so you can find the purpose that works for you. Next, we have a set of transparent travel icon stickers. You have 2 sets of transportation icon sheets and 2 sets of destination icon sheets. There's 66 stickers on each sheet, so that's 264 stickers total. I'm a huge fan of icon stickers. I touched on this a little bit earlier with the icon key, but using icons and other functional stickers are a great way to categorize types of tasks in your planner that make it easier to associate and prioritize your to-dos. I love the transparent style here. They match the transparent labels and sticker sets that they've been sending in several boxes this past year. I have so many icon stickers from different shops in my collection. I usually don't like to mix and match too much so my spreads can stay consistent. But if you have other icons and want to use these as well, you can always use different styles in different sections or areas of your planners, or use those different styles in different planners if you have a multi-planner planning system. Another great thing about the transparent look is that they take up a lot less space compared to matte stickers. Even if the circle itself is large, because it's clear, it will always look smaller than it actually is. So taking a look at the actual icons, on your transportation sheet, you have 12 planes, 12 cars, 12 what looks like helicopters. Are these helicopters? I don't know. These can't be helicopters, but maybe so. If you know what these are, please let me know down below. You have 12 rideshare icons, 12 bike, and then 6 boat or cruise icons. And then on the destination sheet, you have 6 plane tickets, passport, suitcase, lodging, meal, photo, shopping, wallet, and star icons, and then 12 location icons. One of my pet peeves with some icon sheets is that depending on the sticker and how often you use them, they do tend to run out very quickly, which can end up being very costly. So for example, my friend Jess travels constantly. I feel like every month she's in another country. For her or anyone else who travels frequently, especially internationally, this method would probably not be the best option for you. If you do travel a lot and you want to mark your travel in your planner, I highly recommend using stamps or stencil sheets. That way you can still code your travel as often as you like without breaking the bank. The last item this month is the Pocket Plus notebook and accessory set. You have a notebook, bookmark, and a set of bullet journal stickers. So starting with the notebook, this is their spiral checklist notebook in the Pocket Plus size. I'll throw the dimensions on the screen here, but it's 6 inches tall and a little over 3¼ inches wide. You have 150 pages and it is the checklist style, so you have your smaller columns on the left that you can use as a checklist or a bullet or numbered column, and then a place to write out any detail. So looking at the outside here, this is a nice cardstock similar to the other cardstock notebooks on their website. It's in the color Apollo, which is listed as a dark navy color. It's hard to see on camera, but it's a very, very dark gray blue, almost like a black with a blue overlay. You have a silver coil, and then on the front, you have some silver text here that says Cloth and Paper, Richmond, Virginia, and Checklist. This is a really great size. It feels nice in your hand. I love this color, but because it's a dark matte cardstock, you will get smudges and scratches on this very easily. Cloth and Paper doesn't make a cover for this notebook just yet. It sort of fits in their small folio, but because it's not made for this size, there's a lot of fabric left on it and it does move around a bit, which doesn't really help if you're on the go. I love this little notebook so much and I have immediate plans for this, so I desperately need to find a cover. I'm currently on the hunt for one, so make sure to check back or follow me on Insta to see which one I landed on. So opening this up, you have your name page, which is in all of their notebooks and planners, and then you have your checklists. There's 3 lists per page, which is an interesting layout. If you do need more lines, you can just add some arrows beneath the bottom and then continue on to the next box, or copy your title and subject lines down. Again, you have 150 sheets, so this should last you a good while. Hopping over to the accessories, first they included this swirl or twisted lines page marker or bookmark. This is pre-punched for Pocket Plus, so it fits in really nicely. I typically don't love this type of design over large areas, but for this, I think it works really well and fits this little notebook perfectly. I wouldn't purchase this for my A5 planner, but I think for smaller planners or notebooks, it can give your page some texture and design, especially if it's on top of black or other dark colors. Because this notebook is so small, I plan to use this to hold page flags as well. There will likely be times where one list covers multiple pages, so using page flags will let my bookmarks stay on my current page while allowing me to easily reference a specific list without having to flip through multiple pages to find it. The second accessory they included for this notebook is a set of bullet journal stickers. These are also pre-punched for Pocket Plus, and similar to the travel stickers, these are fully transparent and extremely functional. You have 6 check marks, X's, exclamation marks, forwards, stars or asterisks, flags, triangles, dividers, arrows, question marks, and bullet point symbols, so a total of 66 stickers. These are by far the most functional everyday stickers Cloth and Paper has sent. The downside is that for most functional planners, these are going to last you about 4 days before you're going to need to purchase more. I love these stickers, and while they are functional, unfortunately, they're not really practical. I really like the thin plastic that they use as the sticker sheet, so to make this work, I plan to use this as a sticky note holder. I may cut it in half so the top or bottom part doesn't cover my writing, or I may just cover the entire thing and use it as more of a dashboard. Depending on what you use your notebook for, you can use this as a reference page and throw phone numbers or logins or anything else that you use on the go a lot. I'm planning to use this as a content planner when I don't have my everyday carry on me. I use my phone to write a lot down, but I like the idea of being able to see it in a checklist format without having to swipe through pages on my phone. It's just easier to compare to me, and it helps me better select which ideas work for whatever I'm planning for the month. I would love to see what y'all are using yours for, so please leave me a comment below and let me know. And that wraps up the January bucket list box from Cloth and Paper. Overall, I think this was a great box. I like that the bucket list theme was very subtle, and the items that they included allowed you to use the theme if you wanted, but were able to be used for other functions as well. I'm so glad that they included inserts this month. December's box didn't have any, so I hope they continue to include those moving forward. My favorite item this month was between the checklist notebook and icon key, but I ended up choosing the icon key mainly because it's just so versatile and I see myself getting a lot of use out of it. The notebook is great too, but it came in second mainly because I still need to find a cover before I feel comfortable using it. On the opposite side, my least favorite item this month is the bullet journal stickers. Although the stickers themselves are super functional, having 6 of each on a snap-in sheet just isn't practical for most planners, especially because you can't refill the sticker sheet. Again, I do plan to repurpose it though, so it still ends up being a win in my book. All in all, I'm rating the January box an 8.2 out of 10. They included some nice blank inserts that can be used for a variety of different reasons, and aside from the mirror, the accessories all had a designated functional purpose that can benefit different planning styles. I also appreciate that they decided to dial down the reflective silver this month and gave us more simple and minimal colorways. This box is such an improvement on last month's and a perfect one to kick off 2024. If you're looking for items that you can use in your day-to-day planning and not just periodically, I would definitely recommend the January box for you. And that is it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you do want to see more planning and organizational content, please hit that like button and subscribe. You would help my channel out a lot. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram for more planner tips and inspo, sending positive vibes your way. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day.